Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, HyperX, Bedway, and Pay Safeguard.
Though our analysts were baffled about the train picked from NIP, they justify it, converting their choice in this best of 3 of Survival versus VICI. And to talk about it, I have none other than Pimp and Sean Gers. I'm your host, Alex Machine Richardson, and to talk about it, I think the conversation has to start with train. I mean, it was a CT-sided map before. Now you've got these long-range weapons. VICI seemed very lost when they switched that T-side.
Yeah, they did. They couldn't get any rounds on their T side. They got a lot of plants, if I'm being honest. They had, I think they won the entry battle. It was like 13-10 or 14-10 or something around there. So they had a lot of success in the early parts of rounds, but they won 0 clutches this game. NIP won 3, and I even thought they were losing all the 2v2s, and you need those if you're going to take an opponent's map.
It was definitely a game that was much closer than the scoreline suggests, I would say. Also, we did question why NIP picked Train coming into this one, and I think we got to see that on the T side. They had a very clear plan of utilizing that inner bomb side. They went there time and time again, so they must have seen a weakness in that defense from VICI Gaming, and by that you can only give kudos to NIP. They have seen a weakness. They made a fully utilization of it, and in the end they end up winning a that defense from VICI Gaming. And by that you can only give kudos to NIP.
Definitely for Alman as well. I mean, he hasn't been the the name at the tip of your tongue for VICI. We've got Freeman, Kaze. Both of them have truly impressed Advent and his leadership and its development as well. But Alman now a big part of that conversation. 26 frags, well over 100 at ADR, closing in on 120. And I think that definitely is going to be one of my biggest takeaways from the VICI side of things.
And that's the problem for VICI, because yes, he's a great player, and yes, he had a great showing, but the impact he had was not enough for them to get close. They needed KC to come in with the AVP, establish some dominance, be a vital moving part for that lineup, and he wasn't able to do that with the AVP, and that was one of the biggest problems for VICI in this one.
Yeah, I think Alman had something like 15 frags after 10 rounds. Freeman had a phenomenal game, but yeah, I agree. Kaze needed to step up, and Advent didn't really have the best game either.
No, he wasn't able to frag and lead in that instance. I think that's an interesting point, and I think it's worth raising now, is that Chad actually tweeted it out about just how powerful the AWP should have been, or expectations surrounding Kaze being the best AWP in the server. When you look at the fact that NIP really still lack that dedicated AWP, a conversation we've yet to have here.
Мои детей. Сейчас, ребят, я на секунду авкану, рестартану потом. Их детей. Сейчас, секунду, ребята, я добавлю.
Does that AWPing from the Chinese give them any sort of advantage?
I mean, it becomes a little bit less.
Не отдам, ребят. А вот такие дела. До конца стримчика осталось 7 минут. Ребят, если никто не добьет до 2000, стрим заканчивается. Хочу напомнить. Ну и хорошо, потому что я уже устал, я хочу кушать. До конца стримчика осталось 7 минут. Ребят, если никто не добьет... До 2000 стрим заканчивается. Хочу...
I couldn't agree more. We saw him miss that early shot when he pushed the upper ramp on CT side. He wasn't really feeling it with the AWP, and then the economy was just gone. So he didn't have that many opportunities. Inferno is something we've seen him thrive on. Honestly, he's their best player on Inferno. He's had so many good performances on this map throughout, the minor system, and now the major, the challenger stage. So I would expect this map will be a lot better for Kaze.
And interestingly enough, this is VICI's most played map across the minor and here in the major. They have played it approximately, quick maths is hard, 4 + 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. There we go. Thank you. I'm here all week. Got a B at GCSEs somehow. But yes, they played against Vitality, Cloud9, North, Renegades. It does seem to be their giant killer, the map that they can pull out of their pocket against the big dogs.
Definitely, and it's a more open map than Train is. I think it's going to be easier for them, especially on the CT side, to be more aggressive and establish more presence on the map, force NIP into some uncomfortable situations. Anyhow, that's how VICI plays, right? They play a very aggressive style of Counter-Strike, and I think Inferno allows a little bit more aggression, so to speak, in that regard.
It does, and I really like the approach they use at Banana that I've seen throughout this challenger stage. They'll smoke in front of the logs as CT, and then as that's fading, they'll molly behind it and then smoke deeper in Banana. So they're like slow sieging as CT, taking all of Banana. And I don't really see much of a way for the T's to combat that.
So, I mean, let's theorycraft it then. So they're doing a deep smoke towards logs, so your choice is either be in front of that and take a fight, or be
I think
behind it?
The only solution would be as they throw that molly, you're behind the smoke, you molly the top of banana, and then you push through after.
But what you've just done there is talk about a huge investment of T-side resources.
Also, you do take a lot of damage from the nades following up with the smokes and grenades. So it's always, that's what's so fun about Inferno in general. You're always constantly going to fight for that banana control. So whichever team that can establish that control and do it the most efficient way is also going to have a big upper hand when it comes to the other hits on the other bomb side. Because if you're able to stack 4-man towards the bigger bomb side on Inferno, you're like already by then in a position to deal with that much better than you were before.
Okay, time for you to put your money where your mouth is, guys. Where does this one go? Do we get a third is the question. What are your expectations for VICI coming into Inferno?
I believe we're going to have NIP starting on CT side, and that's a problem for me right now if I'm on the VICI side, because we haven't seen anything out of their T sides. We've seen them have so much success on their CT side playing the bomb sides. Honestly, I didn't think they were that aggressive on CT. They're not playing like Tai Lu as far as aggression goes. They just have a lot of strong individual players, but I don't see them winning a lot of rounds on T side, and this could get really difficult for them.
They got 5 T rounds on Inferno versus Vitality, but I'm pretty sure that was including some mad overtime as well, so it doesn't really add up in the grand scheme of things. So that's test 1 from Sean. Pimp, what about you?
No, I definitely agree to what Sean said. I think they need a good start on the T side. They need to make sure NIP's money doesn't get out of control. Now, especially when we talk about having the AUG as a presence as well. The AUG is so strong also on Inferno. So if it gets out of hand and NIP gets to invest into that continuous round after round, then they will have problems. So a good start on the T side, make sure to keep the low economy going for NIP, and then tries to force them into some uncomfortable position. Set a present, be aggressive, and see if you can rattle them out. We did see it yesterday against Vegas Squad 1. NIP is not at the best right now, so if you want to win, you got to rattle them out.
Expose that weakness. And VICI, I mean, if you haven't seen them play before, especially on Inferno, you're in for a treat. It is a different style of play that gets under the skin of many, especially established players used to a particular style of Counter-Strike. Yes, they're at the top echelon of Counter-Strike, but how do they handle the curveball that is VICI Gaming? One team. Will it be VICI eliminated here, or will NIP fall and take us to a third? Answers to those questions and more coming up with Moses and Vince.
The Chinese team have their backs against a very great wall, and they must do something very impressive, and that is have a solid offense. Something we haven't seen too much, and certainly on Train, they got blanked on their T side, and now they must start there.
They're going to have to show us more than what they have before, and the Ninjas, you better believe, have been on those demos. They've been grinding hard for this map to allow it to slip through. They're going to have this counted, you have to feel, but they also look fantastic in that first map. The first half was a little bit dodgy, but as soon as they got on their CT side, they looked awesome.
The teamwork and the cohesion of NIP on that first map was very impressive, and this, a designed flashbang, get right, goes to clear with the CZ. Nothing to see in Banana. Immediately rotating back, they've left a player at car. That's going to be Rez, one of their best performers on Train. I think actually he ended up as their best performer on Train. One player for VICI watching this flank as the rest of his team takes bracket control. Plenty of NIP defenders ready to swing and peek on this side as soon as Dennis sees something, and they're going to get the action. There's a nade out. That's perfect. That's so much damage. Oh, they've been chucked down. That's beautiful from Get Right, but it's a B-split.
The tactical nuke certainly landed there, but now Rez has got to get his skates on, get back to the site. It could be for naught if they can just pile onto this and get the bomb planted soon. Rez just holding. Trying to stay alive as long as he possibly can. If he can take down a player with him, all the better for it, but he has fallen, so that early damage is somewhat negated.
May we be safe from evil. I am throwing a flashbang. Decoy tower.
Представили, сука, читер ебаный. Ты меня вообще слышишь, нет? Чика нахуй, педрила ебаный нахуй, рот открой. О, все, молодец. Выиграй игру, ебать, потому что я бустер нахуй. Пизда ему. Не ссы, я все равно выиграю. Это так просто размин. Пиздаем, сука, педрила, нахуй. С аугом по мете бегает, конечно, нахуй. Фу, ебала. Педрил, сука. Если у тебя мамы нет, скажи, ебать, я не буду материться. Блин. Он в библиотеке сидит. Я промолчу. Я по нему не стрелял вообще, меня с другой убил. Убил одного, он меня сзади убил. До двух.
Let's go.
Нахуй ты с бомбой. Вот нахуй ты с бомбой пушил. Ну... Блядь.
Let's go, let's go. Throw in a flashbang.
Я понимаю тебя, конечно. Счет 1.07, ты не даешь мне инфу, ничего не пишешь в чат, пушишь постоянно и просто умираешь. Я, конечно, понимаю, что я пообещал выиграть. Я, конечно, выиграю. Но, блядь, типа, ты вообще ничего не делаешь. Я выиграю тебе игру, я тебе говорю, типа, можешь не переживать, чтобы ты разыгрывался. Блядь. Жаль, потому что не выиграть меня.
These fellas are gonna regret waking up this morning.
Я тебе дал дроп, не покупай. В следующем раунде дашь мне дроп. Потому что у меня денег не будет. Ага, он читер, я понял, брат. Он с читом играет, он успел. Там еще нет снега, он читер, осторожно. А, нахуй! Перезарядись. Ой, блядь, брат, что ты нахуй делаешь? Пиздец, дай мне эмку нахуй, срочно. Дай мне авик, он снеги вам будет играть, дай мне авик, пожалуйста. Я выиграю, блядь, дай мне авик. Спасибо, купи себе, блядь, просто видео или вообще ничего не покупай. Ебаный читер. Как ты пушишь, блядь?
Go, go.
У меня двое, помоги.
Incendiary. Grenade.
Не пуш, сиди в сайте, я заебался, блядь, у меня 11 киллов. Сам выиграл, пиздец. Пуш, мразь! Сука, я сказал, не пуш, блядь, не заебал. Сука, мразь ты ебаный, ты меня заебал, блядь, я говорю, не пуш, нахуй, я не могу один выигрывать. Блядь, ни инфы, нихуя, я, блядь, горю, пизда, ты меня заебал. Беремся ситуации 2-1, я запушил, убил, блядь, все, уйди в плент, нахуй ты это делал. Блядь. Я уже не выиграю, ты понимаешь, все, ебал. Все за тебя, потому что опять запушил, блядь. Это я уже никак не выиграю. Ну, ты самый хуёвый в мире игрок, блядь. Удали нахуй эту игру, блядь, пиздец. Сука, я ему говорю, блядь, не пушу, нахуй пушит и пушит, долбоёб, блядь. Фу, ебать тупорылый, нахуй. Пиздец, блядь, 6 раундов я соло выиграл, нахуй. 6 соло. Ты вообще нихуя не сделал. 6-1-4, блядь. Блядь, я тебе нахуй зарепорчу, за руин, блядь.
Need him to step up.
Can hear footsteps to his right hand side. The call will come through. Rez is starting to make a move. Decides better of it. Because with this much time, VICI could still pull back and try and push Banana.
Huge kill for Kaze. If he can get it, he's completely blinded though, and that makes Zoking go down easy. Good flashbang, nice aggressive play for NIP. Dennis close up has the information. Allman jumping out has missed the timing on that as well. They're so low on HP, so low on time left in this round, and they're really struggling when NIP hasn't given them any picks to work with. They're struggling to find opening kills in these 5-on-5s. It might be time for them to pick around and just not even attempt for banana control because they're losing it so convincingly recently. Maybe try and take advantage of the fact that NIP is sending 3 players there at the beginning of every round. Try and go towards A where you have a 5-on-2 early on. 113 ADR for Get Right, 124 for Rez.
Here's Forrest cleaning up onto short side. Here's Forrest cleaning up onto short side. Do need to change pace, need to do something. Yeah, I completely agree. I think VICI do need to change. This is the moment where they at least attempt it. Have 3 smokes to play with, a few flashbangs. The bulk of the aggression is coming up second mid. So Banana's not really going to be contested 3 smokes to play with, a few flashbangs.
Which is fine. They just need to do in a gun round. I mean, you can see how much utility NIP is using at the start of these rounds, and you know, if no one's actually contesting Banana, essentially just wasting it. They've gone a little bit slow, worried about that smoke in mid, which has allowed a 3rd player in Lekro to get over. That's another great nade. Utility damage for a NIP in this game so far has been off the charts. Rap side is where VICI want ahead. It's also where NIP want to head for defense.
Right has been flashed out of position, gonna get charged down, but elsewhere the Swedes are pretty much taking control of the round. Forrest spray onto 1, and a second bomb's been dropped. Round over.
That was nice though, that at least showed some promise, able to get some damage done. Remember, there were 3 players from NIP guarding Rap side, so the fact they're able to get 2 kills out of it is pretty nice. So much money for NIP has been built up though. They didn't take a whole lot of losses in some of those round wins. Get Right and Forrest are sitting at about 13K each before Get Right bought. Whole lot of losses in some of those round wins.
Solid comeback as well. VICI off
Get
to
Right
a
and
5-0
Forrest
lead early on.
sitting at about 13K.
For NIP, like this could get out of control. Okay, so this is what you're looking for. Haven't really contested Banana this time in a rifle round. Let's see if it works out for them though.
They need to beat that timing of the rotation. At the moment, they still have it. The Molotov clears. Smoke comes down though. The question is, are they bold enough to go through it?
The answer seems to be a no, but now Flashbang's going to start to detonate as Forrest eradicates 2. Double headshot, make it a 3rd. Tripling up. Meanwhile, Get Right's pushing down Banana. VICI have been caught in a nip sandwich. And they are going to be destroyed. There is no 2 ways about this. Freeman and Kaze living on borrowed time. As soon as that smoke clears, Kaze's in a world of hurt.
We'll go for the ace Forrest. Get aggressive. There's 1, there's 4, there's 5, and it's beautiful. Precision, all 5 kills, tapping away. Another ace for IEM Katowice. I feel like this has got to be the... there's been so many aces, I feel, in this event so far.
Yeah, we've had a bunch. It's the first that I can remember from Forrest, at least. But what a time to land this as well. 5-5, so much on the line. Super huge injection of confidence too into NIP when one of your veterans is performing like that.
It's the way that like that 5th kill to complete the ace is just like the exclamation point. It's just a little one tap. This time they're gonna run right through it. Had a Molotov ready for, or a smoke ready for the NIP Molotov, and even that doesn't work.
Back to mid, they'll move, but that's into the hands of Dennis. Change pace, need to do something differently. Now they only have pistols. Maybe this is the moment where they at least attempt. The Ninja's in the process. Forrest has to relocate. And of course, it's headshots delivered all day from Forrest. Allman should be able to get a bomb plant at the very least. Not bad considering the lack of investment that VICI had coming into this round. Does also have an AK with some Kevlar. Maybe this can be a miraculous play now from VICI. They're going to turn this back around, but no. Get Right holds the line.
Why is Forrest so good? Handling that situation pretty well. 2 kills for him, 2 for Get Right. Get Right's now up to 10 kills. 3 kills in a bomb plant, though. VICI's going to be happy with that one. I mean, they just can't find any opening kills is the real issue. Over towards Banana, this time they had all the counters ready, smoke ready for the Molotov, able to get through it and actually pressure towards top Banana, but some great shots from NIP giving the first 2 kills.
Why is Forrest so good? Probably a question many of his opponents have been asking themselves over the last decade plus. As he's been rattling their heads.
I played against him back in the day, back in 2003. Ripped my head off a number of times. It's good fun. Here we go. Lekro with the ult, peeks in front of the smoke. Pre-thrown to stop the Molotov.
It does seem like VICI don't really have a plan B now, though. Now that Banana's just not worked, they've tried going A.
Yeah.
It's a bit of indecision, bit of stalling in mid.
I mean, someone's going to have to step up and just get an entry kill. No matter what strategy they've tried to run, they haven't gotten an entry kill, it feels like, since like round 5, the last round they won. The nice thing about the fact that they were so successful and went on that 5-0 run to start this map is that, you know, sometimes 5 rounds can be enough on your T side. So, yeah, this would be a disaster if they can't add anything onto it in the last 10 rounds of the half. But they can still work with it at the very least.
I think momentum-wise, though, it will definitely be a kick in the backside because of the 5-0 lead they had. Could have been something truly special.
They just need to win one more round to, like, break up this win streak of NIP. It never feels good if they lose 10 in a row. That's going to feel absolutely awful. GetRight's going to play right behind this smoke. Flashbangs would go past him, and he's got an easy first, an easy second, and an easy third.
That's so sick. Just so unbelievably sick. To have the balls to pull off that play and read that. He's been there so many times. That's where the experience really shines through from GetRight. And in doing so, this round is pretty much laid to rest. Unless Freeman can continue his aggression, they may get a chance to get to the bomb site here. And Kaze does actually have it in his hand, so this plan's going to go down. Somehow from that 3K, this is now a 2-on-2 retake.
Yeah, it's a mistake by Lekro, feeling well overconfident. Going for that second peak with time so low, just had to play passive, and the fact they've given an op over as well. Smoke in that choke point actually helps Nip close the gap, and Forrest going to go for a heads-up duel with that AK. He's dropped by Freeman close up. That would have been a big kill to have. No utility for Dennis, looking for this one frag on the Alper, who's just trying to distract. Kaze's playing it well. No peek, and a double kill for Dennis. NIP continue to reign supreme, and the Chinese have completely stalled out.
GetRight just breathe a huge sigh of relief, like, guys, how have I got a 3K? We nearly lost that round.
He's like, thank you, Dennis, for my RWS.
Meanwhile, VICI will be devastated because that was a real chance, a real glimmer of hope to get back in this half, to start to get some rounds put together. And Dennis has had a bit of a quiet tournament, I think it's safe to say. That's one of the best plays we've seen him pull off.
I don't know if struggle is the right word, but it does feel like he's been subdued since he joined this NIP lineup. There was a lot of excitement. He was so good when he was in Fnatic, and something on this NIP team doesn't seem to be playing comfortable. Well, there we go. If there's ever a time for VICI to break this 8-round streak for NIP, it's when they're able to get the opening pick with that ult.